Chat, I gotta be honest with you. I'm lonely. I've been traveling for over 2 years now. I've traveled South America. If you've been following the channel, that's what we do here. And I will tell you, it's not as glamorous as it's cut out to be. You see, when I first started traveling, it was exciting. Traveling to new places, walking around cities. That was everything I ever wanted to do. But then, as you start traveling, you realize that every time that you have to leave a place, you're leaving behind friends that you've made, genuinely. I've known people for 2 weeks and I'm still talking to them and I haven't seen them for over a year. I've made real friendships, right? Because we've been through things together, right? We've had deep late night talks in hostels, in bars, on hikes, 2 hour hikes together. That's a really cool bonding experience. But then when you have to leave those people to go to a new city over and over again, it gets tiring. And someone might be watching this and you might relate to this because you want to travel. Maybe you're thinking about traveling or maybe you want to travel. So I'm going to tell you, it's not as glamorous as it cuts out to be. But if you're already traveling, then you know what I'm talking about, which is no one talks about the dark sides of solo traveling. So I'm here to actually tell you what that is. One of the dark sides of solo traveling is that whenever you go to a new city, you have to meet new people. And so then when I have to meet new people, one of the first things I try to do is that I try to find a cafe. I try to get to know the barista, and I try to get to know the people who come there regularly. So if I see you more than once, more than twice, I'm going to say, hey, I saw you last week, I saw you yesterday. What's your name? And I get to know them. I ask them what they do. Hey, I'm telling them is there any good place to go around here? What's a good restaurant? What's a good cinema? What's a good park? Is there any tourist attractions? And maybe, if we're lucky, they'll invite me out. Maybe I'll get to meet their friends, and then I'll get some more things going. That's one of my first methods when I land in a new place, is to go to a cafe. I really like cafes for this reason. But not only cafes, I also like to find a regular restaurant spot, maybe for breakfast, not just for coffee, but actually for maybe brunch, actually, not breakfast. I like to find a place where I can get some pasta because I love pasta. I'm going to find those places. I'm also going to find my favorite club, right? I'm going to find maybe a park that I like to go to. I'm finding these places as quickly as possible. Somewhere I can go on a Friday night for a drink, maybe get to know the bartender there. Bouncers, they tend to be really cool people. I like bouncers. They're muscular. I'm muscular. They're usually tall. I'm tall. And so then they know pretty much everything that's happening in the city, and they know all of the people that come to that club. So bouncers are really cool people to talk to. But then I also like to download dating apps. Now, this might be controversial, but here's how I think about Tinder and Bumble and these dating apps. One, if you're on Tinder and you find someone that you really like and you're attracted to, if they match with you, probably find you attractive as well. Now, if you're upfront and honest and you say, hey, you know what, I'm not going to be here for long. This is what I'm looking for. If you can fit that and you want to have some fun, you want to go meet some new places, I'll pay for everything and you can come travel with me. You can show me your city. Even if you want to go to a new place that either of us haven't been to, but you've always wanted to go, let's go do that too. I like to say that. So I'm upfront and I'm honest. So then when I meet you, it's like, okay, cool. Let's go visit that water park together. Let's go visit that private island together. I've always done things like that for people I meet on Tinder and people I meet on Bumble. So then I get someone, for example, one who speaks the language, who can teach me the language, and also who knows the city so that we know how to navigate things, right? I've learned how to take the train this way, take the bus this way. I've learned how to rent cars this way, right? It's pretty much always an awesome experience when you're going with someone who you can trust. And then it doesn't hurt that they're attractive to you and you're attractive to them, right? So then that also works out well. But as long as you're upfront and honest, I think you can't go wrong. The problem I have is when people start to lie or be deceptive, and then you start to say, you know, this is actually what I want, but then you switch and you're saying you're only taking advantage of people. I don't think you should take advantage of anyone because I believe in karma, and karma will get you if you are lying to people over and over again. So don't do that. That's 2 ways I like to fight loneliness. But there's a third method that most people are not talking about. And this is actually the biggest reason I don't feel lonely and fall into depression most of the time. And the reason is because I actually have people I can call on the phone and talk to. I have a social media. So then you watching this, you guys are my friends. My friends that I can call, my family I can call, my sister, I speak to her almost every day as I'm traveling. She keeps me sane. And then more than that, I actually find things that I love to do. I like to go to the park. I like to go horseback riding. I don't just stay home as I'm traveling. I don't just go on hikes, right? I like to actually explore the world and see museums and talk to people and find these cool spots and go to, museums and parks and waterfalls. I like to actually see new things. I go on tours. And so then when you're kind of doing these things, which gives you life, then it becomes less lonely. And then also, fun fact, on these trips, on these excursions, on these outings, you get to meet people who also like doing these things. Don't just go to the bar in every city. That doesn't make any sense because the bar, guess what? It's full of drunk people who won't remember you the next day either, right? That's not the best environment to meet people. But at a cafe, guess who you're going to meet at a cafe? All the people who are working on their life, getting their lives together, working online. These are people that you want to meet. So then I love to meet those people. So just like you, if you're actually going on a hike, if you're going to the beach, if you're going on these excursions, you're going on these activities, go paintballing, go skiing, go snowboarding. This is where you're going to meet interesting people. Go to car meets, right? Go to the racetrack. Go anywhere that you might find interesting and just go do that. The least amount of time that you can spend inside your own house, the better it is going to be for you. So then even right after I'm finishing this video, guess what? I'm going outside because there's nothing to do in here, right? This is an entire house to myself. It's a 2-bedroom house and no one's coming in here to greet me, right? I have to go outside and go find the people to talk to. Obviously, I have a few friends now, but you get my point, right? Every time that you meet to a new city, you actually have to go outside. Stop staying inside. You actually have to give people the opportunity to see you. And it won't happen inside. It won't happen on Netflix. It will only happen if you go to a park, sit there with a book, and just find something to do. Outside, not inside. At least that's how it's worked for me. You might actually have other opinions on this, especially if you're traveling solo. I know some people definitely want to travel solo. People actually, this lifestyle has become more popular. So then if you are interested in this, you may want to ask some questions. I'll give you time now. Write your question down below and I'll answer to each and every one of you because I want to make sure that you guys are getting your questions answered. I love building this community because you guys are very cool people. So I'll see you in the next video if you want to keep watching as we battle loneliness and staying at home and being bored. All right. I'll see you next video, guys. Peace out.